Hey again, I'm sorry about that. But like I was saying, all the videos we promised y'all the first time we saw y'all, at the river and around the house and all, we tried it, but the phone will not let us upload it to YouTube. So
We couldn't. Okay, when I go in to edit it, because I'm the one that edits it, because he hasn't learned yet.
I'm
Um,
getting there, okay?
yeah, I know, but you still haven't learned yet.
I'm a
Um,
slow learner.
they you have like little individual like clips, and to put them into one video, that's what won't save. So instead of annoying the crap out of y'all and uploading like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20 little
Little pictures, little
little
clips.
videos of like 2, 3, 4 minutes, we're not able to film it and upload it for y'all.
It,
So today I figured we would do a story time of what happened at our first house and why we feel it was haunted.
Even though I still think we already told them half of it.
Yeah, but there's still plenty of stories. I mean, you have all the stories from before I was there. I have all the stories from when you were at work.
Even though you told me all them stories.
But still.
Anyway, we're not trying to bicker on this. Sorry.
By the way, y'all, that's normal.
Anyway, alright, let's start. I was just getting home from work. My dad,
Who he lived with at the time.
yes, I still live with my mom and dad still at the time. I'm kind of ashamed of that, but anyway, my dad told me I had to get out of the house ASAP. Um, which is, if y'all don't know that, as soon as possible. Um, so we went to a realtor, talked to him. The first house that he showed me, I looked around. I didn't see no problems with it at all. Um,
That's how that landlord did things. Like, you looked at
I
it
mean,
and
it
it
was
looked
perfect. I mean, it
beautiful and
was
perfect and
gorgeous.
everything.
Um,
Then you live there and you realize the nitty gritty.
even when she moved in, she's like, "Oh wow, this is a perfect first house, and this will be awesome." And
I mean, perfect size and everything.
but then, uh, anyway, um,
So,
so I signed it, gave
signed
him
all
the
the
cash,
papers and everything and
um,
moved
moved
in.
in, got everything settled. Maybe um, a week later, I started hearing knocking. I started hearing footsteps. I actually started hearing talking. Like two people are actually talking.
Talking. I've
Um,
even heard that there, yeah.
I've actually heard a whole conversation. And I already told y'all about that time before she moved in, when a actual demon was in the kitchen and was coming towards me with her on the phone. She hadn't even moved in yet. Um, and it was coming after me, fixing to take me and drag me,
And attack him.
attack me. I've actually, when I'm in bed, sometimes when I was in there, I would shut the door. Sometimes I would leave the door open.
That was weird in and of itself.
But that night, I shut the door, and she was in there. So she's in the bedroom. So I set up a little spot for her to sleep.
Because we weren't married at the time.
We weren't married at the time, so I put her in a separate place.
Section, yeah.
Anyway.
Now, there were nights when I just would get a weird feeling, and I would be like, babe, I've got to sleep with you. Like, I can't, like, not do this at this point.
Yeah, but...
And we'll get into that in a little bit, because there was one of those stories where, oh my god.
I turn around, I'm gone, because usually I can sleep during anything. I mean, I can stay asleep.
He can sleep through, I don't even know. I would assume he could sleep through a tornado. I'm not kidding.
Anyway, I turn around, I'm dead to the world. All of a sudden, I hear knock, knock. I mean, just two heavy knocks. I wake up, sit up, and I go, babe, what was that? She goes, I don't know. She goes...
Now, I'm a very sound sleeper, but there are things that sometimes I'll just wake up, and I don't know why never have figured that out. But there are times, like, I've just woke up, and that, one of the reasons about that will be in a video about this house that we're in right now with my parents. One of the kind of sort of creepy stories that happened here, because there isn't really anything creepy that happened in this house.
Except for the one that I just told her before we started filming. But
yeah,
that's about it.
There's little creepy things that are just, you can't explain them creepy.
But anyway, I didn't have nothing in my hand. I didn't have no bat or nothing to hit nobody with or nothing if someone broke in. But even if someone did break in, no one would knock on the door and then
try to break in or anything.
Come in. I mean, they would barge in. But anyway, I'm what you call it? Rambling. Anyway, the 2 knocks. I get out of the bed slowly. I walk up, look at her, go shh, hold on, real soft. Walk up to the door, crack the door a little bit. Look out in the living room. There's nothing there. So I shut the door. I'm looking at her like, there ain't nothing there. So I get back in bed. Maybe an hour later.
Happens again.
It's heavier this time. It's like someone's taking their whole fist and punching the door.
Now, before we continue, I don't know if I can find the picture, but there was on this bedroom door, there wasn't a scratch. There wasn't a scratch or a dent or anything on this door the night before. And this night, when we got up in the morning, there was almost like a hole in the door where like someone had been pounding it.
And the realtor, the next morning, the realtor comes surprisingly up to the door,
which he was very good at doing.
Surprising us on an inspection. He walks in. The first thing he looks at is the bedroom
was the door. And we're like, we didn't do it. We don't know how, because it wasn't there last night. And when we got up, it was there.
Because there was a big enough door for a hand.
Like, there was
big enough hole.
Was like if someone literally was mad enough and punched it
a couple times,
broke through the door. It didn't go through because it was a hollow door. It didn't go through both sides of the wood. It just went through like the first side.
But anyway, so he tried to get us to give him the money to fix the door. I told him
we
no.
wouldn't.
I mean, we both said at the same time no.
We knew we hadn't done it.
We didn't do it. Next time, I'm a gamer. I like to kind of play games.
A lot.
I don't do it as bad as I did.
No, you've taken and done a very good job of getting all that done.
Anyway, I was sitting there watching a movie. I watched the movie first. I don't remember what movie it was. And then I played a little game. All of a sudden, I'm hearing footsteps coming from the kitchen to behind me. Back and forth, walking back and forth. She comes out of the kitchen. I don't hear it at first. She comes out of the kitchen. Babe, there's someone else in the house.
And y'all, this is like a tiny house. He's in the room with one door to the outside, and I'm in the room with the other door to the outside.
The back door, and I'm with the front door. So
how'd they get in?
They can't come in. They can't.
Oh, and something else that's really creepy. Before, I'm not trying to interrupt you. Before we continue about this, is the windows were painted over, like not the glass, but like the wood part was painted over and was painted shut. It
was half butt painted.
Yeah, it was half butt painted shut.
I would say something else,
but anyway, it was caulked shut, nailed shut, and screwed shut.
We had to literally take a pry bar
and break
the door.
To break the window to get it to open. And this is a house that has no central heat, no central air, not even, I wouldn't even classify the little window unit they put in there as livable because it had black mold in it, y'all. Literally black mold in this little window unit. It was so bad that my uncle, who used to be an AC man, I called him and told him all about it and everything because he doesn't live in state. And he was like, honey, you don't need to be using that sucker. And I'm like, well, I don't have anything else.
And, I mean, another part of what she's saying, too, is because basically what we're trying to say is that house wasn't even a house. That house wasn't even
It
qualified as a
looked
house.
good, for like we were saying with the nitty gritty. Like when you look at it, it looks fine and everything. But when you're looking at a house for the first time as a renter, you don't think to like try to open a window in the middle of October. You don't try to think of different little things and stuff, and it was weird. The closet, there wasn't even a closet in the bedroom.
I was gonna get to that.
Yeah, that's coming in a little bit because that gets really interesting.
Yeah, very. Anyway, we heard it come from the kitchen through the living room. She runs in here, runs into the living room, going, "Babe, there's someone else in here. Someone else is trying to hurt us." I stop what I'm doing. I don't care if I couldn't pause it or what. I jump up. I grab whatever I can grab. And, I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but I grabbed the kitchen knife, the biggest kitchen knife that we can get. I mean, that's all we had.
I'm talking, and these are not little kitchen knives either. They're like, I come from a family that enjoys knives, so.
And I walked through the whole house. I mean, from top to bottom. I mean, I stood there for at least 5 minutes in each room or more, saying whoever's in this room needs to go. I don't remember you knocking on the door or
anything like that. I mean, we were looking under the bed and everything. Like, there was no one there.
So, we're at 11 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry about that. Anyway, so I opened up the closet. This big, cold, I mean, it's like an AC unit's been running like years. And the door has finally opened, and that breeze, I will not forget that breeze. Something said, go up. So I started climbing like a little monkey. I'm a monkey.
Now, before he continues, the closet is in the living room, and it is the creepiest thing in the world to me.
And there's no ladders or nothing. There's not a ladder or nothing.
There is no ladder to get into the attic. You have to go.
I had to use a step stool.
You either have to use a step stool
and
or
I had
climb.
I had to pull myself up.
Yeah, or you have to climb the fireplace, because the fireplace is here, and then the closet's right here. But the fireplace is bricked up, and the closet has a lock. Okay, that's weird enough, right? No, let's get even more creepy. The closet, it's not locked from the inside. It's locked from the outside. So, like, if you wanted to torture somebody, you could put them in that closet and lock the door, and they wouldn't be able to get out.
And only you can unlock the door. So, anyway, I pull myself up. I look around. Still, this breeze is still blowing.
And he finds, like, really weird, like, toys that I would remember growing up. I'm 20. Toys that I would remember growing up.
And toys then we a 1-year-old would play with.
Yeah, and then we found toys that weren't from even our generations.
No.
And that was insane, because he is 5, almost 6 years older than me. Even though he's technically 26 and I'm still technically 20, the way it goes around, it's not a full 6 years.
But anyway, I climbed halfway through. I look over the shelf. I say, "Babe, there's toys down here. Up here." So I start not throwing them at her full force, but kind of tossing it towards her.
Cause like, I'm not good at catching things and stuff. And I'm talking, these toys some of them looked brand spanking new.
Looked like it just came out of the wrappers.
There was even one that was still in the wrapper.
Yeah.
And not even that, but like, the toys, they weren't even, where they would, like, they would still work, and they were battery operated, and they didn't have batteries in them. And they would work. Like, that to me was creepy.
But as soon as I grabbed one of the toys and tossed it to her, we hear knocking, we hear cackling, we hear...
the most evil laugh I've ever heard.
Oh, I can still hear it every once in a while. It was so bad. I said, "Hand me the toy." I handed the toy, put it back where it was, jumped out of the closet, slammed the door as hard as I can. I said, "Babe, let's go outside for a little bit."
Locked the door to the closet, too.
We went outside, locked the door in the closet, went outside. I'm not exaggerating either now. I promise you this. The windows started shaking. The house started creaking. The house started swaying back and forth.
Now, not like crazy swaying, but like it was like you could see it creaking and going like that. Like you could see it.
I mean, we left the door open. The
front door.
The front door open. We left the screen door open. This cold, ice cold breeze was coming out of the house.
I've never felt an ice cold. It'd be like
all of a sudden,
if you had your AC set on like 60 degrees.
As high as it'll go, it's set on like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Or more.
In the middle of July in the deep south where it's like 100 and something